Hi guys, this is lesson 7.8. I can model related fractions, decimals, and mixed numbers. You can use money to understand decimals. If you have 100 pennies, that is the same amount of money as 10 dimes, which is the same amount as $1. So we could say 1 penny is 1/100th of a dollar because it takes 100 pennies to make just $1. In the same way, 1 dime is 1/10th of a dollar because it takes 10 dimes to make $1. Let's take a look at the whole number 235. We know the 2 is in the hundreds place. We know the value of that digit is 200. We know the 3 is in the tens place. The value of that digit is 30. And we also know the 5 is in the ones digit. The value of the 5 would then be just 5. Well, when we talk about decimals, we always use a decimal point. If we look at the word decimal, deca actually means 10. So a decimal is a part of a whole that is split into 10 equal parts. So when I look at my decimals, we'll use pink. This place value, we are going to call that the tenths. It ends in THS and literally means 1/10. So if I put a 7 there, the value of that tenths place would be 7/10. If I move to the right another place, now I have the hundredths. See if I can write that. Again, it ends in THS, and it means 1/100th. If I put a 5 there, that means I have 5/100ths. I would read this decimal as 235 and 75/100ths. Here we have another decimal. The way you would read this is 76/100ths. You would not say 0 and. You would just say 76/100ths. So the 7 is in the tenths place. And the value would be 7/10. The 6 is in the hundredths place. The value would be 6/100ths. Here I have a 100ths grid. I'm going to say the entire grid represents one whole. I'm going to shade part of it in. Okay, I have shaded in part of my whole. If I count, I can see I've shaded 1/10, 2/10, and 5/100ths. Which means I basically have 1/10 plus 1/10 plus 5/100ths, which is the same as the decimal 25/100ths. I can see that 1/10 equals 10/100ths. So that is an equivalent fraction. So if I count my hundredths, I would have 25 of them. I also can see that I have 2/10ths, 1/10 and 2/10ths, and 5 of my little hundredths. Today, you learned how to relate fractions to decimals.